guys, I went on Instagram yesterday and I asked you guys if you had any question that you'd like me to answer. I'm going to try to answer as many as possible, and if I don't answer your question, I'm sorry guys. Okay, so someone asked me, how does your appearance transfer in the work world? For example, the blue hair, tattoos. I'm having lots of trouble with this now. So I'm currently not working, I am a student, and even when earlier this year I was doing an internship, I was still in the, studies field sort of thing, and people were quite open-minded, but I really don't think I'm gonna find a work with my blue hair. As for my tattoos, they're not showing basically unless I'm wearing short sleeves or a tank top. So for now I think my tattoos are fine. Honestly, I think tattoos are okay as long as they're not on your neck, on your wrist or hands or face. So there were many questions about languages, if I am learning any language right now, or if there's any language that I would like to learn in the future. To be honest, I have completely stopped learning languages for now. I'm obviously still, reading things in Japanese. I watch Korean dramas and I still do most of the things in English. But yeah, I'm not learning any language. If there's a language that I'd like to learn next, I obviously want to pick up Japanese and Korean, but I want to learn Arabic. So someone asked me, how is your second year of your master degree and what are you going to do after that? So that's also a question that came back a lot. So my second year of my master degree is doing alright. It's not as interesting as last year or even as the year before that, but it's fine. And it's a lot of hard work because I have a big dissertation to write this year. It's about 80 to 100 pages, so that's a lot. And it's on a very difficult subject, so a lot of hard work. What am I going to do after that? The big question, guys, you were all so cruel. How can you ask me that? Like, I don't know. I'm thinking either working or I'll try to pass the big exam that allows you in France to be a university and high school teacher. So a few people asked me when I became a vegan and how it has changed my life. I became a vegan when I was 21 or 20, and I was a vegetarian since the age of 14, and it changed my life for the better. I feel healthier, I feel happier, I'm at peace with myself, and it's just the right way to go. So there's no excuse not to be vegan, honestly. Hi Amy, how do you stay persistent and motivate yourself in learning a language? I've been studying French for a while and sometimes I lose a little face when I can't speak it really well. Love you. It's something I've been struggling with as long as I can remember. I think it's just to really change and switch ways to learn so that it keeps being interesting and exciting. Also, don't compare yourself with anyone and don't be too harsh on yourself. Learning a language is a very difficult thing to do, especially depending on the language that you're learning. And everyone's different, so it might take longer for your brain to adapt or for you to remember the vocab or anything. Just know that there are things in learning languages that are called plateau. So basically sometimes it feels like you're stuck, but it's just because it takes a little while to go to the next level, but that's gonna come, don't worry. How do you deal with strong anxiety attack, for instance, after a long and hard day? What's your tip on relaxing and calming down? So for me, relaxing is just being in a safe environment that's clean and organized, and taking care of myself with a hot shower, some beverage, and sweet and calm and relaxing music in the background, and no lights, or very, very subtle lights. Do you have a reading plan? How do you finish more than one book a month? I don't have a reading plan. I read whenever I can and whenever I want, which means when I wake up, when I go to bed, in the metro, in the bus, in the tramway, when I feel bored, while cooking. Yeah, that's it. What are your top 5 favorite movies? And I've been receiving a lot of questions about my favorite movie. So Her, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, I'm sure there are many, many more that I can't remember right now. I love The Lord of the Rings, The Corpse Bride by Tim Burton. I really like Free Willy when I was a young kid. My good friend Carrie asked me, can you share an experience that helped shape the way you see the world and people in it? It's a difficult question. I guess for me, when I met God was really a big event in my life, but it doesn't really count as an experience for most people, I suppose, because a lot of people don't believe in that. But for me, meeting God really helped me see the world in a positive light, and people with a benevolent, compassionate, and understanding sort of perspective. I'd say traveling really opened my heart and my mind as well. So I guess the first time I fell in love, it was an online relationship, and basically he was manipulative and a liar, and I still loved him very much, never resented him, never really stopped talking to him. And after years and years, he came back to me and he was really sweet, really nice, apologized, and we have a really good relationship now. So for me, it sounds a bit far-stretched, but for me it's like, you know, don't be too quick to judge people, be forgiving, and send love. Honestly, I think if you send love, love's gonna come back at you, and that's just the way I function and I try to live my life. How can I deal with unsupportive family members when it comes to veganism? I have a video about that. Question 1. What is your opinion or your thoughts on people who take a pragmatic approach to veganism? Question 2. Do you think advocating is the same as activism? Depends how you advocate. Question 3. Do you have suggestions for developing good habits, such as reading more every day? It's all a question of discipline. There's no tip for me, it's a question of discipline. You could do all the to-do lists, the inspiration boards and whatnot that you want. If you don't have the discipline, it's not gonna happen. Will you dye your hair any different colors soon? No. I will stick to blue or to green. Where are your favorite spots in Paris? I'm gonna link them, write them here. It's gonna be quicker. Your opinion on astrology and horoscopes. I've been getting a lot of questions about as well. So I'm an Aquarius and my rising sign or ascendant, whatever, is Leo. And I believe in astrology. I like reading horoscopes. I don't like the horoscopes that you can get in the newspaper or whatever, and the shitty astrology, but the real one I do appreciate and think is very interesting and helpful even in relationships. Do you think speaking in English changes your personality? If it does, in what way? I'm not sure it really changes my personality, but I'm more relaxed, outgoing, and easygoing in English. Have you been to many places in Eastern Europe? If so, which one was your favorite? I want to explore more of Europe, especially the Eastern countries. I've been to many places in Eastern Europe. My favorite is Hungary. Ukraine was really awesome as well. Slovenia and Slovakia are quite nice too. I'm pretty sure Romania is awesome, even though I haven't been. So you said that you suffer from social anxiety, and so do you take some steps to overcome this? So basically I have a few videos about social anxiety, so I'm gonna link them here. What's the thing you like the most about yourself? I've been getting this question twice, I think, or 3 times. I think the one thing I like about myself, back then it used to be that I am a kind person. I don't think it's necessarily a natural thing, but I believe in kindness, so I act as kind as possible. So that's that. But the more I grow up, the more I appreciate how intellectual I can be and how I question everything, and I'm able to free myself from society expectations, standards, cliche norms, by just thinking. Is there anything you don't like or hate about Paris, life in Paris? Living in a big city, it gets dirty and smelly, and I don't like that. What would you consider being your biggest accomplishment so far? Which I've been getting a few times as well. And it sounds cheesy as fuck, but loving, I think I've loved a few times with all of my heart, really benevolent, generous, genuine feelings without expecting much in return, and I think it's a big accomplishment. From a more pragmatic perspective, having 2 master degrees is big. Many people ask me if I were going to move abroad. I really want to move abroad, and honestly at the end of this year I could move abroad, but there are a few things in my life right now which makes me hesitate. I want to experience living abroad and I want adventures, but I also want to be close to the people I love, especially with what happened to my grandmother. Any advice you would give to your teenage self and your views on bullying? To my teenage self, just be more bold, really. My views on bullying, it's bullshit, and you should ask for help, talk about it to anyone. And also, you know, sometimes if you stop it right when it starts, it doesn't get further, and that's something we should all encourage, for, you know, people to feel comfortable and confident enough to say fuck you to someone who starts bullying them. What countries do you want to go? I still want to go to Kazakhstan, Iran, whatever. South Korea, Egypt, yeah. What are my favorites in Japanese literature? Okay, I'm gonna do a video about Japanese literature really soon. I know I keep saying that. Okay, Yasunari Kawabata, I really like. Banana Yoshimoto, I really like as well. Natsume Soseki, I really like as well. Kobo Abe is really nice too. I think that's it. That's a long Q&A. I hope you enjoy watching it. Thank you for asking the questions. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye!